Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you a new weekly reading vlog. So I'm gonna make this a quick one because I do need to get to work like nowish. So it's Monday morning. I just finished filming my bullet journal for my TBR and my January wrap up. I'm so late with those videos, but it's fine. I'll be finishing filming when I get back home. I do have a full day today, but we'll see how that day goes. But yeah, when I get back home, I'll film the sitting down part. It shouldn't be too long. I know what I want to say. In my wrap up, I have like 3 books, so it's not too bad to film. So I'm gonna do that. And even if I did have time, I probably would have done that anyways, because I find it hard to film in the morning because my husband snores a lot and you can hear it in the videos and it annoys me so much. So yeah, I'll just do it when I come back home and edit it, upload it tomorrow morning. TBR first, and then on Wednesday I should do the wrap up. So that's the plan, and then I'm gonna move on to my vlogs. That's the plan for now, and try to edit a vlog or a video every day. I should be able to catch up before I film and I do my February wrap up in March TBR ish. But for March, I will have a spring break, so that should actually really help too. So this week I am focusing on finishing Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I am enjoying it. I'm now not quite halfway through, page 184. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not wowed by it. I've heard a lot of hype, especially for the first book. So now I'm a little bit scared for the second and the third book because what I've seen in reviews, people just adore the first one and they love the second one, but the third one kind of falls flat for most people. So I'm a bit scared because I'm not wowed by it. I do love the multimedia aspect of it. I do like all of that, but I don't know. There's just nothing that is wowing me that much that justify that much hype. I don't know how else to explain it, but when I was reading The Inheritance Game, which was as hyped as this one, I just couldn't put it down, and I just ate every page up. And like, even if I am enjoying it, I don't have that feeling, if that makes sense. So anyways, I will finish this soon because it does still read fast. And then I do want to make some progress in some other books. So I did find a book I wanted to pick for my Choose Your Own Adventure because this one was supposed to be for January. So I needed to pick another book, like the next book for the next prompt, which I didn't do. I did now. And it's going to be The Deep by Rivers Solomon. I loved reading Sorrowland. I love that book. And I've heard amazing things about The Deep. It's not too long, and I've heard amazing things, especially with Ashley from Bookish Realms. Her review of that book, very thorough review, and it sounded amazing, and I'm really excited to get into it. I was going to read it for Blackathon anyways, so might as well make it my Choose Your Own Adventure book. So that's what I'm gonna pick up next, and I'm also probably going to pick up Rivera next as my physical book, and I need to pick up Lakewood as well, which is on my reader. So I'll have 2 books on my reader because The Deep is on my reader, this one and this one. So it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna focus on that this week, and we'll see for the rest where it goes. But I am going to focus on reading much more than I did the last week because yeah, I've been failing a lot and I do want to get to these books. So I just need to push myself a little bit. Yeah, I'm in that space. I've been in that space for a couple of months now where it's hard for me to just push myself and do things. I'm mentally exhausted, but I'm trying to do a little bit of everything every day, and it's been hard for me. So yeah, I need to push myself a little bit. I'm also going to try to finish as much of one of my online class as possible because I'm almost done with it, and that would be a relief to have to be done with that. We'll see for the rest what I actually do work-wise, my business and stuff like that. That's the plan. On that note, I'm going to stop talking and get ready for work, and I'll see you in a bit. Hey everyone, so it's now Monday evening, pretty late actually. It's almost 9 o'clock, which I usually sleep at that time, but it's fine. I just finished filming my TBR and my wrap up. I'm tired. I have an itchy throat just for talking that much. And I've been singing all day with my students as well, so that doesn't help. I've been productive. I've been doing things. Tomorrow morning, I will be editing for sure, at least the TBR, and then wrap up and then some vlogs. But I do want to get some pages in before I go to sleep. It's Bonnie's sprint right now that I'm missing. So I'm gonna go and join her sprints, trying to get some reading done. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. I did do some homework as well. I finished a chapter. So like I'm happy with that. I'm almost done. I have like one last chapter for this class to finish and do the exercises. Then I have one homework to send in and 2 exams to do. So almost done with one class out of 10. It's taking me forever, but it's gonna be done. Anyways, that's pretty much it for an update for now. I've had a long day. Tomorrow is going to be a long day as well. It's Valentine's Day. We don't really celebrate Valentine's Day that much. But I also have a staff meeting after school. So, yeah, there's that. One day at a time. Because, yeah, that's the only way to go. On that note, I'm gonna go read a bit and see when I have more. I'm gonna try and finish Good Girls, A Guide to Murder. I really want to finish this book so I can move on to something else. But yeah. Hi everyone. So a quick update. I have been reading. I checked out all the books I wanted to read for February and I counted all the pages I needed to read in order to achieve that goal, which is very unrealistic, but still I'm still doing it. So it ended up being an average of 327 pages per day, which is not something that I do read that many pages per day. We'll see. I do have a lot of those pages that are on my reader, so those read actually like twice as fast, but we'll see. I'm very motivated, so yeah. This morning I tried something different. I've been editing for an hour, then I was exporting and rendering my videos and uploading yesterday's video, the one I edited yesterday. So it took me about an hour, and now I had like another hour and a half left for reading. So this morning I read 46 pages already. So we'll see this evening how much I'll be able to actually read. If I can read maybe 150 to 100 pages this evening would be amazing. So far, I've been a little bit more consistent with my reading this month than last month because I had a lot of days where I didn't read. So far, I have 3 days where I didn't read, but The page count is quite low. I average 56 pages per day in January, and right now I'm averaging 32 pages per day. So I really need to step up my game, which is fine. Don't worry, I'm not over pressuring myself. It's just that I find it motivating to do so, to count the pages and all that. And prioritizing reading that many pages is also to make me more focused, because I tend to scroll on my phone, tend to look up some stuff and take my computer and work for a while and not turn it off, because it's been over an hour. It's been taking me longer than I was expecting it to take. So the goal for my page count is to actually motivate me, not put pressure on myself. That's not the goal. That's not how I'm seeing this and viewing this, but I am using it as something to motivate me to get to reading and just try and stay more focused, because right now I'm not very focused on reading. I have so much that it is going on right now. My online classes, my teaching, reading, editing, business, all that stuff. And when I sit down to do something, either it's for my business or my online class or for teaching or like whatever it is, either I look up some stuff that I'm not supposed to be doing at that moment. Either I'm scrolling on my phone, or I'm working on some homework for over an hour, and I told myself I would just work on it for an hour, and then I just want to finish it because I don't like leaving things unfinished, and I work on it for like 2 hours instead of one, and that's like 1 hour I don't have for reading. Does that make sense? So that's where I'm going with this. It's not to pressure myself. Don't worry about that. I'm fine. Okay. And also focusing on reading is also focusing on some me time, because I do need that a lot. So yeah. On that note, I did finish part 2 of A Good Girl's A Guide to Murder. So hopefully I can finish this one today. Don't have many pages left. 100-ish pages, 110 pages. So this will be finished today. I'm still not wowed by it. It's not bad. It is very YA. There are some things that I'm guessing that I'm pretty sure is going to happen. I'm pretty sure I know some of these twists. I still don't know who actually did it, but I've got an idea of the twists. We'll see how it turns out. But so far, it's a 4-star for me. Not a 5-star. I think that there's a lot of hype for this one, and I'm not wowed by it. I'm a bit disappointed, because people have been telling me how amazing it was, and I just don't feel that way. It's not a bad book. I am enjoying myself, but I'm just not wowed. Anyways, I'm repeating myself, so I did read another chapter of Lakewood. I think I'm gonna enjoy that one as well. Can't wait to read more. It's only the setting. There's not much into it so far, so don't have much to say so far, but I think I'm gonna enjoy it. On that note, I am going to get ready for work, and I'll see you soon. Hey everyone, so it's been a couple of days since my last update. I do need to get ready for work very, very soon, but I did want to talk to you about what I have been reading, because I have been reading a lot. First of all, I finished A Good Girl's A Guide to Murder, which I did enjoy. I gave it 4 stars. I don't think it was anything around the wow area. As I've said before, I wasn't wowed by the ending or the twists. Yeah, I don't know. I do like that the characters actually act like they are 16 or 17 or whatever age. The main character is 17, but the other characters are a tiny bit older, but they do act like their age, which I do enjoy and appreciate it, because I hate when teens act like they're adults. So yeah, I did appreciate that. But at the same time, sometimes I think they were way too reckless in this. And in reality, I don't think it's realistic. But like their recklessness is realistic, but not like the actual way that things turned out. Does that make sense? I don't know. I know these things aren't realistic. The inheritance games aren't realistic either. And it's I still gave that one 5 stars nonetheless. It's just I don't know. Since it's a 4 star for me, I tend to see more and hang on to the unrealistic stuff. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, there are some things that I found suspicious and annoying that I didn't get closure of. Maybe in the next book, we'll see. Anyways, I'm glad I finished it. Then I made quite some progress in Lakewood. And this one is very, very scary, very creepy. Oh my God. It reads quite fast. I'm already halfway through, so not too bad. Um, but it is very creepy. It is an experiment type of thing, and there's a lot of like ethics I feel that bothered me a lot. I don't know how to explain and talk about this book without spoiling it or accurately describing it. It's very jarring because these things tend to happen to very vulnerable people. And myself, I'm not POC. I'm not like I know I'm privileged and all that, but I have been living paycheck to paycheck and like double jobs and stuff like that, running after money to be able to pay everything. I did have a bankruptcy years ago. So, like, I understand having money problems. Maybe not as bad as a lot of people are because I still have a roof under my head, but still, and it's costing me a lot health wise, especially because I'm working more than one job at the time. So I hate that every system in this world is made to keep people who don't have money, to keep them at that space. And they're probably the people who work the hardest. So yeah, I feel a little bit close to that. Um, and yeah, our main character is looking for a financial solution to help her mother with her sickness, and we're not sure what the illness is exactly, but she does need treatments and insurance for those treatments. She finds this study so where they do experiments, so it's like consent, but again you have to consent to everything. It's like disguised consent, so like that's where the ethics part come in play, because it's not actual consent is not given at every experiment, everything that happens. You consent from the beginning, you have an NDA, and that's it. You don't know what happens if you don't consent anymore or talk bad about the people that are doing the experiments. And obviously, the people that are experimented on are people from marginalized cultures, PUC, basically. So yeah. And it's all disguised on this wonderful thing, and it's not. And it's so jarring. I don't know how to explain how creepy it is. I feel like we're gonna know more about the extent of these experiments soon-ish. Like so far, she's been a witness to other people um, having bad things happen to them, and she's had things to her, but it's not. And it was creepy, but it wasn't like physical torture or stuff like that. But I feel like her turn is gonna come soon for that. And it's weird. It has some like psychic. So yeah, I'm enjoying the read, even if it's freaky and creepy and all of that stuff. I'm still enjoying it, and I'm very curious to where it's going to end. And I really hope that our main character gets out of it, like with not too many traumas. I doubt it because through something like that is definitely going to scar you for life. But hopefully, I really do hope she has, I don't want to say a happy ending because I doubt it, but like something along those vibes. Um, but yeah, so reading wise, it's not that bad. I'm not at 327 pages per day, but I'm definitely over my own personal goal, so that's a win. On the 15th, I read 162 pages. Yesterday, I read 76 pages, and this morning, so far, I read 104 pages. And I'm probably going to read some more this evening, so that's good. I didn't edit though today. I decided to read instead, but it's fine. I'll edit on Monday some more vlogs and stuff. I felt like I woke up a little bit too late to edit and have enough time to read what I wanted to read. So I just decided to keep on reading, and that's it. I'm happy with that. Hopefully I can finish this one this weekend. Probably tomorrow I'll be done with Lakewood, and I can move on to some more books. I do want to start a Ray Bear next, and we'll see from then on. I also want to start the Blood Trials, but I don't want to read too many books on my reader at the same time. So I'll finish Lakewood and then move on to the Blood Trials on my reader, and as a physical copy, I'm going to pick up Ray Bear. So those are the plans for this weekend. I am going to be updating you during the weekend as well. And today I have my last day of teaching for the week, and I don't have the last period of the day, so I should be home earlier and have a little bit more time for myself. On that note, I'm going to leave you because I do have to get ready for work. I'll see you in the next clip. Hey everyone, so it's now past noon on Sunday. I have a lot to talk about, and right now I just got back home from work slash running some errands at the mall. So I am tired. I haven't slept yet. I'm exhausted. My feet are hurting and I'm tired. But I decided to film this update because otherwise I've got a feeling I won't be filming at all if I don't do it now. So remember, for my February TBR, I did order a book. And yeah, at my local bookstore, it usually takes about 2 weeks before the books get there. So I was hoping I would receive it by the end of the month, and I was expecting only to have a couple of days to read the over 600 page book. They did call yesterday to tell me that the book arrived. So this morning I decided to go run some errands and go pick up my book. But I also picked up some more books, as if I don't have enough unread books on my shelves to be our cart. Anyways, I'm gonna show you my small haul. So the first book is A Brief History of 7 Killings by Marlon James. This is, wait, let me check the the number. 686 pages, so almost 700 pages. That's a lot. I don't know if I'll actually manage it with 5 more days to go, but I'm gonna start this very soon. Actually, I do want to start Raybearer and A Song of Rights and Ruin, which I've already read before. It's a reread because I want to get to the second book. So last night I realized that my end of the month reading rush challenge is about to start like very soon on the 22nd, and we're already the 20th, so in 2 days. And we're already the 19th, so in 3 days. That's not a lot, so that means I have 10 days left in this month. I have been upping my reading game, which I will talk about after my haul. Anyways, I will start all of the books I want to read, so that way I can just like pick up whatever I want to and kind of hold me accountable for actually reading them, because I will have started them, and that will annoy me if I don't finish them at all. It really annoys me when I do that. So I'm hoping it'll force me to pick it up more. Anyways, let's continue with the haul. Then I picked up The Obelisk Gate, which is book number 2 of the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. Yeah, I really want to finish this trilogy. I only got the second book for now because I don't want to buy too many books at a time. I want to be reasonable. I find it hard when I go to the bookstore because not because like I don't know what to pick and I'm confused. I just have like way too many choices of books that I do want to pick, and I have to choose which one I prioritize. So that's what I find hard because there's just so many books I want to buy. So yeah, I bought the second one, and eventually I'll buy the third one as well. But yeah, I went for this one. Then I bought Heartstopper Volume 2. This is going to be a breeze to go through. I loved book 1. It was a 5-star read. This one, I'm not expecting anything less. Actually, from the whole series, I'm not expecting anything under 5 stars for the 4 books. Is it 4 or 5? Anyways, I'm not expecting anything less for every book of the series. I can't wait to get to it. Not this month, but soon. And the last book I got was not for me actually, but for my son, which is Night Monkey, Day Monkey by Julia Donaldson, which is the author of The Gruffalo. If you don't know The Gruffalo, it's a children's classic. I love The Gruffalo so much. My son knows it by heart. He has known it by heart for the last couple of years, and he's like almost 7. So since he was like 3, he's known it pretty much all by heart. I don't know how many times I've read that book, but yeah, it's a very good book. I love it. And yeah, when I saw she had a new book out, I decided to pick it up. I don't have all of her collection, but they had this one, so I thought might as well pick that one up for my son. And that's it. That's all I bought. That was still a good amount of money for 4 books. So yeah, I stopped there. I was reasonable. I will probably buy more later eventually, but for now, that's what I bought. It's not like I I didn't have anything else to read. I have tons. I think I must be now at 75 books, unread books on my cart, something like that. I need to update that, by the way. That makes me realize I do need to update my Goodreads TBR shelf. So physical books that I own that I haven't read. Because I don't think I updated them when I finished reading them because it's a separate custom shelf. Anyways, thinking out loud right now because I can't process everything. So on Friday, I read 104 pages, which is not too bad. It's over my daily goal, so we're happy with that. It was not exactly like the amount I wanted to read, but I usually don't read much on Fridays because I do work all day long at school and then I have my night shift. So I usually don't have a lot of time to read on Fridays. So that's actually pretty good. And then on Saturday, I read 149 pages. I had a very hectic Friday to Saturday night shift. I didn't have time to do any work, anything for me, which I usually have time to do. So yeah, I read only during the day, but I mean, it's 149 pages, which is really good, of Lakewood. And then during my night shift last night, I managed to read the last 100 pages left of Lakewood, and I finished it. Yay! That was my 3rd book of the month, and I'm happy. And oh, I have so many things to say about that book. I am so grateful to Jessie for recommending it. Why didn't I pick it up earlier? I don't know. I kind of regret not picking it up earlier because I have been putting this on my TBRs for the last 2 years at least. Yeah, why? Why didn't I make this a priority? There's a lot of trigger warnings. Make sure that if you pick up this book, you are in the right mindset to read it. I don't remember what I talked about in this vlog about this book so far, but you follow this character who lost her grandmother from cancer, and her mother is also ill. We're not sure what she has, but she has like strange behavior. It kind of resembles dementia and stuff like that. And in order to be able to pay the bills and the medical bills for her mom to make her better, she decides to register to go for a study, a research study, and it's basically human experimentation. So, yeah, I was expecting body horror and like more descriptions, and it's not that. So, you can be reassured. It's not very on page, it's not very graphic on page, but it's still very, very creepy, very gross. Obviously, it targets marginalized communities and people who like don't see any other choice for money, and they have things that they need to take care, and they feel like they don't have any other options to get out of their situation. So pretty much vulnerable people. Like, we all know how our economic system works, and it never benefits marginalized people or people who are struggling with finances. Loved the way that the author wrote this, because I think it was brilliant. The way that she portrayed the character was so sensitive. Our main character is so brilliant, so smart, and like she's going into this not being sure. She it's not that she's not educated. She is, and you can follow her train of thoughts on not being sure what to do, if she should try it, should she trust it. There are some red flags that I was reading on page. It was hard for me to see our character just like go in. Nonetheless, I was scared for her, and honestly, I could understand her struggle, because I've been, and I mean understand, I'm using quotation marks, because I'm not in part of a marginalized community. I have been struggling with money for a long time, so that I can understand the struggle, but I can't even imagine struggling with finances on top of health issues, on top of being from a marginalized community and having to work like 10 times harder than other people. So yeah, I could very much sympathize with our character. And what we see on social media is that people will judge other people who get scammed or who get themselves in these type of situations, and like thinking that these people who get themselves in these situations are just dumb, or I don't know, uneducated or not intelligent, whatever. And it's just not that the case. The way that the author wrote this story, it kind of, at least the way that I felt it as I was reading it, I felt like I was put myself in the position of our main character. I was going along with her, and as if it was happening to me. Not in a N.K. Jemisin second person narrative type of it's happening to me, but still you could feel like you were very close to the situation, and you could very well understand her reasoning and why she made those choices. And I really hope that people that read this book can be open-minded and realize how we should stop judging people who get scammed or who are stuck in these situations because of how they were born, because of things that are out of their control. I really hope so. It was so freaky. The question about ethics and research, like it's there. And at some point your questioning is if the people who are observing the research and the candidates, because there's more than one at the same time, they're like a group, are they also part of the test and experimentation? Is there like some upper people involved? Like, how far does that go? And I love that we don't actually have an answer for that. And I love that. I really love it. And then there's also this question of like conspiracy theories. And you have like both sides where people don't believe you because it's so wild what you've been through, and you have no hard proof, no evidence to whatever happened, because you only realize after the fact how terrible and how traumatic the events you've been through were. So yeah, there's that part, and there's also like extreme conspiracy theories that like make no sense. People just shrug off whatever you're going through as like being one of the other extreme, where it's just nonsense and ridiculous. So yeah, there's this question there as well, which I really appreciated. This book is just brilliant. Brilliant. Please pick it up. Pick it up, please. We need more people to read this book. Actually, I also saw it at the store and I almost bought the physical copy, but decided to pick up some new books instead. I almost went there. But yeah, maybe next time, because it's the kind of book that, yeah, I would like to have a physical copy of. So yeah, finish that. And then I started The Deep, because it's a short book and I do want to get to it quickly. It's only 252 pages. Like, honestly, I'm gonna go through it pretty quickly. I'm not too worried about that one. So yeah, I wanted to get into that for the Choose Your Own Adventure. And so far I'm enjoying it. I'm only like 30 pages in, but I like the writing. I love the mermaids stuff, and I love how they describe the characters through the water and like how it feels, and how I don't know, there's something there. And I love all of the traditions of this culture. I will never be able to do a review of this book as good as Ashley from Bookish Realm did on her channel. I'll try to find it, to find that video and post the link in the description if I think about it, because that review was amazing. And that's why I picked it up and bought it on my reader. But yeah, I have read Cerulean by Rivers Solomon before. I loved it. I think Rivers Solomon is a genius author. So I'm trusting them with this one. I really am. And I'm trusting Ashley as well. So yeah, I love it so far. I think it's going to be an amazing read. So today my plan is to actually get started with a brief history of the 7 killings, and then I want to make some progress in The Deep. I want to start a good 50 pages of what's the other book, The Blood Trials, and then try and start A Song of Wits and Ruin as well. So I'll be well started with those books, and then we'll see from there where we go and how much progress I make. But for now, I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired and I need to sleep. See you later. Hey everyone, so I'm sorry about the noise. It's very busy in the house, so we're gonna just roll with it. It's now Monday evening. I just got back home from work and I wanted to close this vlog. So far my reading is going very, very well. I ended up reading 234 pages on Sunday, which is like mind-blowing. A good part of that was on my e-reader, so like that makes the page count go higher, but still I'm really happy with that. So overall I've read 45 pages of The Deep so far out of 252, so I have around 200 pages left to read for that one. I know that will be done pretty quickly. I'm not worried about it, and I'm really enjoying the read. I think I did talk to you about like the part that I read. Yeah, really enjoying it. Love the writing. I know that Rivers Solomon is like top tier in their writing, so I'm not even worried. I am trusting them for that book. But so far, really great. And then I read 22 pages of Brief History of 7 Killings from Marlon James. I did not expect, this one is like huge, it's almost 700 pages, and I did not expect it to be that violent. Yeah, lots of trigger warnings and like very graphic scenes for SA and violence, and please be careful if you pick it up. But so far, I am enjoying it. I know that it goes through several times, several places in Jamaica, outside of Jamaica. It talks about corruption, political stuff. It goes from the 50s to the 70s. A good part of it, I believe, is when Bob Marley died. They don't mention his name, but they do mention a popular singer that is doing events. So it is a reference to Bob Marley. I don't know much about it. So it's not necessarily like about his assassination, but it's about like people all around during that time within that political environment that was going on at that time, which I'm not very aware of. So I'm really happy to be learning more about that. But yeah, it's a very interesting read. I'm only 22 pages in, so it's hard for me to say like that I'm actually enjoying it. It is rough, so I'm probably going to divide the pages and try to make some progress like every day, little by little, because it's not an easy one, and it doesn't read necessarily really fast. So I'm gonna try to divide it for the month that I have left in order to finish this. So yeah, it's a good thing I received it like this weekend, because I would not have been able to finish this in 2 days for sure. And with everything, I didn't pick up a Bear yet, but I will soon. And finally, I picked up the Blood Trials, and I'm already on page 133 out of 959, which are 8 pages, by the way, so you can cut that in half. But I've been going through that book so fast, and it's a book I didn't know I needed that much. Now I kind of want the physical copy of it, so I might go get that. I did not know much about it. I've seen the cover go around BookTube a bit. I didn't hear much else, and I'm so glad that I picked it up. Thank you so much, Paco, for choosing this book for your book club, because I'm loving it so much. I read it this morning and yesterday evening, and that's why I had a hard time to get up this morning. I didn't actually go and edit as I was supposed to, because I went to bed too late for me to get up that early. Anyways, I did have time to read though. But in this, we are following Ikena, I'm not sure, our protagonist, who just finished her training to become a soldier, and her grandfather was in the high ranks of this society, and he died 3 months prior, and she's not dealing well with the grief of her grandfather. He's the one who trained her. He helped train her and raise her. She didn't know her parents. She wasn't raised by her parents, so it's a tough time for her, and she decided not to declare herself as a soldier to be picked up by, there's like cohorts that are called kind of like clans, and they get to pick who they want in their cohort, if that makes sense. Not much like training wise, but the trials part, that's the main thing we're getting into now, at the beginning at least. And she decided she didn't want to declare. She was taking a year off until her grandfather's best friend talks to her and tells her that he believes that her grandfather was murdered. So she wants in on that, and she wants to go covert and try to figure out what happened. With her grief, she was very, very reckless, and she was doing very reckless things, like putting up fights in bars, for example. So yeah, I love that our protagonist, that our main character isn't like, is so not perfect and very flawed. I'm enjoying it so far. I love it. The writing is amazing. It's a debut novel and it's wow. I'm so impressed. I needed this book so bad. It's the type of book that I was looking for when I finished The Hunger Games, if that makes sense. Um, it's really the type of book I was looking for that I never found. So yeah, I'm really excited. There is talk about racism because she is black and they are not supposed to be soldiers and stuff like that. And her grandfather actually made it through the top high ranks. So that's why she is able to go there, but she's pretty much the only one. And people feel threatened by that. So I'm very interested to see where that's going to go. That's pretty much it for now. I'm going to continue and hopefully finish at least these 4 books by the end of the month. If you want to find out if I actually managed to do that, check out my next video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.